Take two. So on Friday the 9th of August, the Premier League starts with Norwich going away to Anfield. There's going to be a series of matches from the Friday all the way to the Sunday of Premier League fixtures for the opening weekend. So throughout the season I'm going to do score predictions for the matches, and this is week 1 of my Premier League score predictions. So just before I do get into the predictions, I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel by Christmas. I've set a target by Christmas, New Year time. I'm hoping to get 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently on 651, so it's a very optimistic goal, but I feel like you guys can help me reach it, okay? So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and I'm going to be doing regular Premier League content and some Championship content as well. So if you're football fans, you're not going to want to miss this. Horrible forced plug out of the way. I'm going to be starting off going in chronological order. So on Friday we've got Norwich against Liverpool, the other way around, it's at Anfield. But Norwich, they've just come up, they're going to be full of confidence. They've got a squad that's made out of not much money, and they've got nothing to lose. They'll go to Anfield and try and play the game that they play. They play a possession-based game, so if they can actually manage that against Liverpool, they'll do well. But I think it's going to be a good game to watch, and it's a great way to open off Premier League season. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Liverpool in this match, okay? I know it's a pretty common expected sort of score that you'd expect prediction people to be making. Well, that's because it seems logical, okay? What I'm going to say is by the 60th minute, I think it's going to be 1-1. I'm going to go for Firmino and Pukki to score for their respective sides. And then I'm going to say that Salah and Andy Robertson score in the last 10 or 15 minutes as Norwich start to tie, because although they were probably one of the fittest sides in the Championship last season, the Premier League is a completely different ball game, isn't it? It's a higher intensity sort of football. Let's go for a 3-1 to Liverpool, but it could easily be a Norwich win. I would also like to point out that in the past, Norwich haven't had the best of luck against Liverpool, have they? You know, Luis Suarez, John Ruddy, they don't go hand in hand, okay? They're like a magnet, they just don't go together. So none of them two are at the club anymore. It might have been a normal match this time. So on Saturday, we start off at 12:30 with West Ham against Manchester City, okay? I feel like West Ham are always on TV. Always on TV on the opening day. No, me, now I've said that they probably weren't last season, but you know, under Pellegrini is going to his former team. I'm not sure how the teams did against each other last time. I haven't done enough research, but yeah, I'm going to come straight out of it and say that I think Man City will win 2-1. I can see it being a fairly tight game because you know, Pellegrini sets his side up quite well. They spent 45 million on Haller, about 20 to 30 million on Fornals, I think it was. And they have invested in the squad, so they're not going to be pushovers. They're definitely going to be trying to get these Europa League spots whilst they are free. Because obviously Chelsea, Arsenal and what's the other team, Manchester United, that none of them really look stable, and they all look like a few bad matches could easily see. You know, Wolves, Leicester, West Ham to the Europa League spots. I'm going to go for Aguero to score and Bernardo Silva. Then for West Ham, I'm going to say that Haller's going to get a debut goal. Although I have done a video slating him, sort of, I think that he's going to get a debut goal. He might just be Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, you know. He just gets a debut goal, then for the rest of the season doesn't score. Who knows? But although I'm impressed with West Ham's business, I just don't think that they're going to be enough. And you know, the stadium that they have, the London Olympic Stadium, whatever they call it, it's not really a fortress, is it? It's a horrible ground for supporters. The atmosphere in it is terrible, and it's not really, you know, like coming to Bramall Lane or something, you know. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Man City win. So starting off the 3 PM matches, it's going to be Palace versus Everton, and both of these sides are quite boring. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. A bit about Palace though, I was looking at their squad. The youngest player is Mayer, he's 24 years old, sorry. The second oldest is, there's a couple of them at about 27, then the rest of them are all, you know, 27 onwards. And the squad's old, and to me it looks like they're just going to be, you know, a Stoke V2, where who else went down with an old squad? Sunderland, you know. They just feel like one of them teams. Back onto the match, I've gone with a 1-1, and I'm going to go for MacArthur to score for Palace because I'm pretty sure he got a few last season. So, you know, MacArthur. I'm going to go for Richarlison to score for Everton. I feel like him and Moise Keane are going to have a good little connection, especially if we play two up front. I feel like Richarlison's going to go onto the wing, but if they do play two up front, it could work well with them two up front. But 1-1 between them two. So Burnley versus Southampton is a match which I feel could be very scrappy, okay? Burnley, everybody knows what they're about, a 4-4-2 or 4-5-1 oofball sort of team with, you know, wingers doing lots of crosses, don't know what that was. And then Southampton with Hasenhüttl, I really do rate him, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 Southampton win with Nathan Redmond scoring. But Hasenhüttl plays a very good attacking brand of football. Last season he ended it playing a 5 at the back formation, you know, Vestergaard being a good player for him, Jan Valery. And I don't know whether this is my bias thinking that I want Southampton to do well just because I like the manager or what, but I can really see Southampton win here. And if Burnley start off the season like they did last season, it looks likely. So Watford versus Brighton could be quite an entertaining match. So we've got Watford who play quite a narrow, you know, quite well-drilled sort of game under... I can't remember the manager's name, to be honest. I've had that many, I'll put it on screen here. Then Brighton have appointed Graham Potter, and I think that the two styles of football contrast, although they do try and get it on the ground and play it to an extent. Potter plays quite an expansive sort of football. They will try and play clever football to get it into the box, you know. Then Watford, they do have, you know, Troy Deeney, if needs must. And I'm not necessarily just branding them as a Route 1 sort of team, but, you know, they do have that option to go direct. Whereas you know, Brighton, they're trying to, you know, play with Neil Maupay, Yabanska, Pascal Gross, who are all tricky, intricate players who prefer it on the ground. So for the match, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and I'm going to go for the scorers I'm going to go for Brighton. I think Maupay's going to get a debut goal, and I'm going to go for Bissouma as well because I quite like him as a player. If he plays, anyway, I'm not too sure whether he will. And then for Watford, I'm going to go for Deulofeu, and let's go for Craig Cathcart. In fact, no. Deulofeu and Dawson, because Dawson a couple of seasons ago for West Brom just couldn't stop scoring. So I feel like a few debut goals I'm going for here, aren't I? Maupay and Dawson, and I think it's going to be a really entertaining match, and I feel like there'll be plenty of goals in it. So the next one is Sheffield United going away to Bournemouth, and I won't tell you who I support. At all. But I'm going to go bias 2-1 Sheffield United away win, okay? Obviously, a lot of you people who don't really know much about us would look at the squad and be like, oh, he were in League One a couple of seasons ago, what's he going to do? But Bournemouth are a prime example of why you don't doubt teams like that. Obviously, Eddie Howe will know how good we are, I think, because he's aware that teams coming up like we have will carry a lot of momentum with them. The style of football will be very enforced onto the players and they'll know what they're doing. And I'm not sure that I can't see us losing it. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 win with, I think Callum Robinson's going to get a debut goal because he's been very good whilst he's been playing. I've really enjoyed watching him in pre-season, and obviously it's a completely different kettle of fish in the Premier League. But with how good he's been, he looks sharp and he looks like one of the best players coming into the start of the season. And as well as him, I'm going to go for Ender Stevens because he's one of my favourite players. And at the end of last season, he got about 4 goals in the last 6 games. So let's see if he can carry on that form. For Bournemouth, I'm going to go with Jack Stacey because I like him as a player quite a lot. And if he plays, I feel like he could really put the Blades under some pressure. But as I said, it is a slight bit of bias coming into it. But Bournemouth, you know, they haven't played us in a while, and I don't think they've ever played against a side of overlapping centre-backs. I know that us Blades have used that to our advantage in arguments quite a bit, but take us seriously, okay? Don't take us as a joke club. We're here to try and win and stay up. So, 2-1 Blades win. I'm an optimist. Couple more matches to go. I'll go a bit quicker through these. So we've got Spurs versus Villa. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Spurs with Lucas Moura and Kane scoring for Spurs and El Ghazi scoring for Villa in this 2-1 win for Spurs. I feel like it's going to be a tighter game than a lot of people are expecting, although I don't think that Villa are going to win. No matter what side they'll play, half the team is going to be new players. And they'll take time to adjust, as well as the fact that a lot of players that they had last season hadn't already played in the Premier League, or there was relatively, James Chester, he has played in the Premier League, but he's not very young. Jack Grealish, when he played in the Premier League, he wasn't very good, so it's going to be, a bit of a readjustment. Although I think Grealish will adapt quite well to it, but a readjustment period for Aston Villa, whereas Tottenham, they've had 3-4 good seasons in this division now. I feel like they're going to know what to do, so I'm going for a win. So that ends off Saturday's games. Going to Sunday at 2 o'clock, we've got Leicester versus Wolves. It's a match which will be very fun to watch. I think it's televised. If not, that's not a great thing to do because I really want to watch the match. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think for Wolves, we're going to have Jota scoring. And let's go for Ruben Neves. I don't think he really scored a screamer last year, I think he's going to start off this season with a bang, quite literally, zooming it into that top corner. For Leicester, their scorers, I'm going to go for Vardy, and I'm also going to go for James Maddison. I really like James Maddison as a player. 25 million was a bargain for him looking at it now. The only issue I've got is Leicester's just got rid of Maguire. But they've got replacements on the books. Last season they did have Johnny Evans already, but they've also got Soyuncu, I'm not sure how to say his name, the Turkish lad. And they've also got Benkovic. He was on loan at Celtic last season, one of the best players in the division. And I think he could easily be a Premier League player, Benkovic. So whatever centre-back partnership, and also Wes Morgan, but whatever centre-backs they go for, I think that they should be okay. Maybe not as good without Maguire, obviously, but they'll be okay. And then Wolves, Catrune is going to be a good player. They haven't signed a huge amount, but what they have signed will be good. I think they've signed that Vallejo as well from Real Madrid. But I can see this match being a great one, as I said at the start of it. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Could easily be either way. 2 more to go. Sorry, I just swore at you. But I've got Newcastle against Arsenal. And it's Bruce's first game in charge for them in the Premier League. And I can't see this being anything other than an Arsenal win, okay? I really don't think Bruce was a good appointment, especially for the side he's got. Because he doesn't play a low-block defensive football. He plays quite a high-pressing, not necessarily Gegenpress style, but, he doesn't enjoy his team to sit back and just try and defend and hit teams on the counter-attack. And I don't think that's going to work with this crop of players he's got. Obviously, he's tried to sign players with Joe Linton coming in. Sorry, I said that wrong in the last video. Joe Linton coming in. But I'm going for a 3-1 Arsenal win. And I'm going to go for Aubameyang to get 2, Lacazette to get 1. And then for Newcastle, I'm going to go for Matt Ritchie to score. Matt Ritchie, I can see it happening. So, yeah, I can't see anything but an Arsenal win. So the final match to tie off week 1 of Premier League fixtures is going to be Manchester United against Chelsea at Old Trafford. And I can see this being a great match to end off week 1. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Manchester United win. I think that Maguire's going to get a debut goal. And I think Rashford's going to score 2. And then for Chelsea, I'm going to go for, let's think, Tammy Abraham. And I'm also going to go for Kovacic. Yep. I don't really know who their main player is this season. Now they've got rid of Hazard, you don't really look at any of them players and think, they're the superstar players. Although Kante is probably the best player. None of them are really superstars, which is a slight issue because, Man United, they have Pogba, I don't have to list them all off. Spurs have got Kane and stuff. But Chelsea don't really have a main player. They're in an adjustment period. And I feel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I feel like he's gonna win Lampard. So, yeah, that is my Premier League Week 1 score predictions. I'm sure this mini-series will change over the coming weeks as I start to adapt it to being better for you guys. So subscribe to the channel. Tell me down in the comments how you think this video can get better, because I'm well aware that, it can. So tell me down in the comments your predictions for the scores. I think in the description I'll put the matches there, so all you have to do is put in the numbers for the score. Thank you very much for watching. If any of your teams are playing this weekend, tell me who, and tell me the scores for them. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Come on, you blades. It's not a fun channel anymore, is it? Sorry. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.